Hey y'all. Welcome back. If you've missed us, we have been doing this thing called life. Um, I think I wasn't able to join a podcast a couple weeks ago. But Kevin and Andrew have been holding it down for us and doing great. Um, but we're on to season 4. Holy shit. Season 4. We're still here.
Somehow, somehow making sure that we are still here for season four. We appreciate everybody that has still listened to us. And shout out to those that have reached out and asked where we've been.
Yeah.
Yeah, life has been lifing. Kevin has a new part-time job. Merritt obviously has a child.
Hmm.
So things just happen and you know, it just doesn't work out like it used to. But we're gonna make sure we're getting back on track for season four. We're gonna try and get some things going. I have been so inactive on all the socials just because it's busy season for me
Yeah.
for like work season. It's just been hard. Sometimes you just need like time to turn off and you know, we're doing it. But we're here tonight, and that's what
Yeah.
matters. So
It, it,
Meredith
I
will
won't
tell us what we got going on.
I won't lie. It has sometimes it is nice to take a step away from doing all of it, just because life is crazy. Um, but it is awesome to be back on the podcast with you, Kevin. It's been way too
Oh
long.
yeah. I know. It's like
It's like
what
that.
the WTF, man? It's
I
like,
feel like the last time I saw you was the West Virginia Pitt game, and it was horrible.
yeah, that was a bad time. We don't have a we out here for that because I deleted everything. I did happen
I,
to find a couple of random clips. Maybe I can throw them to Andrew. He does like something small, but most of the content from that day is
it's
far
gone.
gone because I wanted to forget everything about that weekend.
Well, I don't blame you. That was a rough one. We'll talk about West Virginia football. We'll talk about basketball because they're doing great. Men's and women's soccer doing real well. Um, but let's just dive in. This was the idea for the last episode of season 3. Um, we really didn't have anything. We were kind of trying to figure it out, and it's called F It. It's just going with the bullet points. So that's literally what we're doing tonight. So we'll have some fun. We'll talk about the most random stuff possible about West Virginia, sports, all the fun stuff per usual. But happy to be back, like I said, and I can't wait for season 4 to get back on the rails and continue to do what we've been doing. And we'll have some more guests. I need to start working on that again. I get some guests on here that might be a little fun. So let's dive in. Kevin, I know what you're wearing, and it's just hideous to me, but I know you love that team more than anything. So,
Well, not this is not a Knicks jersey, Merritt.
well,
But
it's
I do enjoy my Pittsburgh Steelers. Shout out to JJ Watt. So I'm wearing this because I
that's
got this on
TJ.
TJ Watt. I'm sorry. See,
Oof.
it's been a day. Sorry, guys. But TJ Watt, crushing it. He he's been doing amazing things for the Steelers this year. And I got this jersey on one of my epic eBay bidding wars and
Ooh.
renegotiating wars. It came out to like $63, and this is normally like $120 jersey. So I felt like that was a win. Um, and
That's
I
100% a win.
I just had to go for it. I'm not gonna lie, this jersey looks like it's a little more fitting on me like better than normally. So just trying to make sure I'm, staying in shape out here. So these jerseys actually fit over my large body. But yeah, that's what I got. I know I see you're repping the alma mater as, that's our signature polo for the pit trip. Um, but that's probably the best thing about our pit trip was our outfit, honestly.
I think we all wore the same like colors, everything. It was great. I don't even think we have a picture of all 4 of us together. Um,
Oh, we do. I put on the Instagram.
oh, you do? Okay. I didn't. All right,
It's the
perfect.
only photo we have that we were actually happy. If I go through the photo right now, I
I
have
think the
it
best.
literally in front of me. Yes, this is the one happy photo of all of us.
Oh yeah, you need to send that to me. I don't think I have that. Um,
Really?
I don't think I do. I think
Yeah.
the best. the best was in the video, one of the videos, and it's Merritt just yelling at the refs.
Oh yeah. That was signature. There and no, I have this photo of you.
Merritt's unhinged.
I'm gonna go ahead and literally just
Oh
send
God.
it to your I'm gonna send it to your Instagram because it is epic. I don't know what you were thinking here,
Oh
but
God.
all I just know is you were out of control in this specific photo.
Oh my God.
Like I don't even know what you were saying. You were just upset, but that I had to have that as a photographic memory.
Merritt was unhinged at that point.
You were completely unhinged.
Um, Jesus. Well, we'll get into West Virginia football here shortly, but let's just dive into, and of course, yes, I'm still actually wearing my work attire today. I have yet to change. Got home and made dinner, hung out with my son, did dishes. I still got full laundry, and it's being a dad thing. Whew,
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do out here.
no stopping. Let's jump into some weekly sports update. Nothing crazy. We'll talk NBA, of course. We'll talk NFL. No really much in there with this. But Caitlin Clark is playing in the LPGA Tour Pro Am. And yeah, her first shot wasn't so good. You've seen it.
I have not seen it. Is it like that horrific?
She shanked it. There's a video from behind where she hits it, and there's a video of someone like literally in line of where the ball goes, and it just misses this person. It goes right into the crowd. It was not a good start. But I know she's apparently really good at golf, so maybe she just had some nerves. But hey, pretty cool. Always
Let's
fun to see
see.
them do that.
Oh my God, you almost killed somebody. Damn. Wow. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
it was horrible.
That is actually pretty epic. I'm gonna share that because that's freaking hilarious. Kaylin,
Oh,
stick to balling, but hey, feel free to play golf in your off season, which you're doing. But my good, oh my God, the camera, the one that I just put up, literally, whoever was filming literally could have died.
yeah, I've seen that. That was
Incredible.
ridiculous.
Gotta love that. Gotta love that.
Yeah, and now, but hey, who cares? She's still really good at basketball, so
Yeah.
she'll stick with that. But I just saw something, and I totally spaced it. I'm hopefully going to watch it tomorrow night. The Mike Tyson fight is tomorrow night against Jake Paul
Yeah, I saw that was
on
like moved up apparently on Netflix, right?
on Netflix. I am on the side of Mike Tyson beating the living piss out of this kid.
I think there's a good chance.
I I think he will. Like they've seen the training videos. Of course, they're just like the little snippets, so you don't see him doing everything. But
Yeah.
Iron Mike looks like Iron Mike, and yeah, I think he wins this fight. But that was
Well,
fun to watch.
but I will say, like
Jake
Jake
Paul's,
Paul, he's a solid boxer. From the ones that I've seen, he's no like cakewalk, but I don't know. Mike Tyson is Mike Tyson, and he looks good for his age. Maybe, as they say, father time, is undefeated. Maybe that may be the only reason way Tyson loses, but
yep,
we'll see. I'm excited. I completely forgot about that because now that you mentioned it, I remember seeing that somewhere that it was originally supposed to be like I think like next weekend, but they moved it up or something, right?
yeah. It's supposed to be like Thanksgiving weekend or something. But happy they moved it up, and it was supposed to be back in like July, but Tyson had some health issues. Uh, hit him when he got on the plane, so
Hmm.
they pushed it out, which is fine. Now he's go out and kick Jake Paul's ass. Yeah, right? Jake Paul, whoever, I don't even know the
Yes,
Paul
Jake
brothers.
Paul.
Okay. Um, then I think the biggest thing of this week so far has been the Portland WNBA team selling out their season tickets. 7,500 season tickets sold.
Love to hear that. Love to hear that. Now the question is, what's the team name gonna be?
I don't know. That's they still haven't announced that yet.
I mean, I would love if they can bring back the Portland Fire. I mean, I thought that was awesome. A cool team name
Yeah.
when they first were in Portland. But I don't know. I That's what I want to know next is what's the team name going to be and what WNBA team is going to be the first overall pick? Because I think that lottery is coming up soon.
The so the lottery for the Valkyrie is this weekend, I think.
The lottery or the expansion draft?
The expansion draft, sorry. Yeah. I think it's this weekend.
Let's see. December 6th is going to be the expansion draft.
Ah, okay. So we got a couple more weeks.
Couple more weeks. Let's see. Is the Let's see when the lottery is. The draft lottery is the 17th of this month, so in 3 days.
Oh, geez.
So it's four teams that are participating: the Sparks, the Wings, the Chicago Sky, and the Washington Mystics. So you can essentially call this the Paige Becker's uh
And,
lottery right now.
oh, I was going to say JoJo, but she can't come out for another couple of years.
Yeah, Juju has at least one or two more years before she can declare. But yeah, I mean, can you imagine Paige and Cameron Brink together? I mean, that's like talk about as a star-studded of a team right there.
Yeah, and Cameron Brink coming off of ACL surgery, so hopefully she's good.
Yep, and they still have Ricky Jackson, who is still a solid
Hmm.
rookie that put up numbers for them last year. And I want to say who else is on that team. I think De'Erica Ambry, who used to play for the Aces.
Hmm.
He a nurse, former Liberty and UConn alum. So, and free agency this year is wild because I know that there's the collective bargaining agreement kind of they didn't want to renew it. So I know they're going to be renegotiating that apparently like this off season or at the end of this coming season.
Hmm.
So it'll be interesting times to see where it goes and what happens because I know that will affect what happens with the expansion draft because they're only allowed the each team's only allowed to kind of save six players.
Yeah,
But
you can only save six, and then the Valkyrie get to pick anyone that's not saved, and they
yep,
can pick multiple people from each team.
I thought they're only allowed to take one from each team.
Mm-mm. They can take, I think, upwards of two from each team if they really want to. So like they were like, oh, the Suns aren't really putting any, or not the Suns, the Mercury aren't putting anyone good that we want. And that's what I
Interesting.
had heard. I could be wrong. So, but from what I heard, they were able to take upwards of two people per team. So
Let me
the
double check.
Liberty, hopefully the Liberty
Well,
keep
the
the good
Liberty,
ones.
that's going to be trouble for the Liberty because if you're only allowed to save six, so that is what? That's your starting five
Yep.
and one person off the bench. So who do you not save there? I mean, you would have to think someone like Nyara Sabali would want to
Hmm.
be saved. A Leone Fibic. She was a huge star for us coming off like becoming into the starting lineup this year, replacing Vandersloot. So I'm really curious to see. Let's see. I'm reading this thing right now. The roster list deadline for the expansion draft. Let's see. Let me see where else. Revealed first. All players can acquire the contracts to one available player from each of the 12 teams.
Okay.
So they're allowed to take one player from each team. So if they go to the Liberty and they take one from there, that's all they can have. Um, and that's pretty much yeah, that's that thing. That's the main thing. And then the teams have up to 10 days to submit who is going to be available for their draft, which is 10 days is coming up rather soon.
Yeah, it's literally right around the corner. So, oh boy, it'll be interesting. And then they're going to do it again next year for Toronto and for Portland, right? Is it Portland?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
two teams.
Yep.
Um,
2026, Toronto and Portland will begin play.
but
And the team names for those two teams, I really want to know what's going to happen. We talked about Portland, but I really want to know what they'll do for Toronto.
yeah, they've got to do something good. They've got to figure it out.
They better
Um,
be something stupid.
it might be Kevin, and we might just have to deal with it.
Yeah, just like how we have the Utah hockey team.
Yeah, well, they apparently can't decide on a team name, even though the Yeti sound amazing. Um, the one my buddy sent it to me last a couple days ago. Lake Tahoe is getting an AHL team for minor league hockey to be the affiliate to the Golden Knights. Their jerseys and stuff are going to be sick. They've already come up with everything, and they're like the Lake Monsters or something like that. It is epic.
Can't wait to see
Like,
logo designs.
oh, they're out there. Hold on, I will find it for you, and I'll send it.
The silence is deafening. So
It's
while
not
Merritt
deafening.
is
Yep,
looking
they're
for that,
the Tahoe Night Monsters.
the Tahoe
Hold on.
Night Monsters. What a
Yeah,
name.
I'll find it. I'll find it here in a moment. But let's continue. I think this is a hysterical story that Bronny James will not be traveling with the G League team.
It makes sense. Um, if you think about it, like if they keep calling him back and forth, like, you know, like they probably want him to keep him close. But I feel like they should definitely have him at least travel for a couple because he's got to get some more playing time. He needs to get reps. That's the most important thing for Bronny.
Yeah, he's not going to be. You can only play so many games. You can only be on the LA roster for what, half the season. Um, I'm pretty sure is what the regulations are. So why not just let him go play in other arenas? You're gonna draw a crowd because of just his name. So,
Yeah.
and again, like you said, Kevin, it's all about reps for this kid. He has to get the reps. He has to be able to play to even potentially sniff an NBA roster.
Yeah, like I feel like it would be he would do so much for the G League because people would legitimately just show up to see him.
Hmm.
He would break like attendance records for probably some of these teams. He would get butts in the seats. That's a little selfish of the Lakers, but again, to each their own.
Well, you remember his dad is saying now that he's got one more year left unless Bryce comes out and goes just straight to the NBA. Then maybe he'll stay for a year or two.
And then what happens? Do we get like all him and all his sons on one team?
I hope not. If that happens, I'm just going to quit the NBA for a while.
They can't. I don't. Bronny's cool. I think that was awesome. But like, if he waits for Bryce to get into the league, then that means he's just kind of just being there to
Taking
be
up a
there.
spot. Yeah.
He's just, we don't need LeBron doing that. When it's time for LeBron to go, we'll let it be time so we can appreciate it and then,
Hmm.
revel in all of his accomplishments and such. But bro, don't be doing this whole thing where you're gonna wait to play. What, you're gonna wait until your daughter plays too? Come on, man. Let's just do your thing. If you're gonna try and get a title, get your title. But
Okay, get
I feel
out.
like he also wouldn't want to do that either. Like you want to be playing for like a contending team. And as much as I love my Lakers too, I don't see them being a contending team right
For
now
a
in that
while.
tough West. That West is too good right now.
Yeah, they're very good. That's all I got for the weekly sports update. So let's talk about West Virginia because there's some interesting shit going on over there. 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago, we were all, I'm going to open it up with this question first. Um, we were all ready to fire Neil Brown, get rid of him. He was done. Not happening. He's not good enough. He's now won two big games. They are above 500, and they have a shot to actually be in the Big 12 title game.
That is so wild for me to even think about when I heard that the other day.
So we'll talk about that part, but I want to ask you this. Does he, did he, at this point, has he done enough this season to save his job for at least one more year?
No,
No?
no. I think it's gonna take at least a bowl win for him to save his job. A bowl
Okay.
win and how many more? We have 3 games.
3 games. We have our last home game is this weekend against Baylor, which is a
We
shit
got two
team.
home games. We got Baylor, and then on the 23rd we have UCF.
Oh, UCF. Yep.
I say if we win 2 out of 3 games and the bowl game, Neil Brown has one more year.
What if we somehow, because all we have to do, Colorado has to lose one more game,
Yep.
and we can't beat Kansas State because we lost to them. So, but if
Kansas State would
BYU,
have to lose a
no, if
game.
BYU loses,
Okay.
then we actually, I think there's something saying that we would be able to jump one of those two teams.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's mathematically, I guess it happens, but Jesus Christ, we could actually make it that far.
But like, I'm not gonna lie, West Virginia does what West Virginia does, and what they do is break our hearts sometimes. So I could 100% us see us going like 1-2 and losing the bowl game. But I, you know, the teams that we have left also
Are
Baylor
trash.
at home, UCF at home, Texas Tech away. Baylor
The
5 and
Tex,
4, same as us.
mhm.
UCF currently 4 and 6. Texas Tech 6 and 4. I mean, it's in all retrospects and on what our team looks like, how we performed, we have a chance.
Yeah, we could win the last 3 games and end up what, 8-4?
8 and 4 with the opportunity to end with 9 and 4 again, which is what we ended like with last year.
You could be, and if you play it right and somehow we make it to that title game, you could be 9-4 going into, and if you win that title game, you're in the playoff.
Crazy.
That's ridiculous.
That
If
is.
that happens, I'm just gonna,
I'm just gonna throw my hands up like you did in that photo, like this, and not know what to do because I just wouldn't. I can't. I can't wrap my head around this team. It's too stressful.
hmm
I'm sure we'll get into it. Like, we got players that are hurt, they're not playing, but we're still winning some way, somehow. I haven't watched too many of these games. I think I only watched a portion of the Arizona game,
Yeah,
and
I've only
I didn't
seen
even
highlight.
sniff the Cincinnati game.
I
So,
watched a little bit of the Cincinnati game, and Nico just he looks good. He looked good.
which kind of brings us to our next question. So, like, is Green just done?
I don't know. Like, who gives you the better chance to win? Is it Garrett Green or is it Nico? You know, Nico's looked good in the 2 games that he's been a starter.
Yeah.
Um, but Garrett Green has done a lot for this program and has played very, very well. But it all depends on his injury and if he can actually get back on the field.
I mean, and that's like kind of a fault. Like I know people have talked about with Neil Brown is that Neil Brown has been so loyal to people
hmm
that like if he's gonna just go all in on Nico, he should do it. I mean, I think isn't Nico 3-0 as the starter, if I got that correctly?
Yes, because
As a starter, he's 3-0.
he started 3 games or 2 games this year. He started he started last week. They had a bye the week before. Did he start the Arizona game?
Yeah, because
He no, he did.
Garrett
Yep.
didn't play.
Yeah. So yeah, he might be 3-0 this
And
year.
then did
And
wasn't there something in between where he also won? Didn't he win the the is was it either Kansas or the Oklahoma State game?
He won the Kansas game. Yeah, he won the Kansas game. He came in at the end because Green was hurt at the end of that game.
Yeah, so like I
Um,
mean, like
in Oklahoma State, I think he stepped in too.
yeah, because I remember we lost. Yeah, we lost those two games. Garrett was a starter. To with Kansas State and Iowa State.
Yep,
Yes, I mean, I would say, in my personal opinion, if I'm Neil Brown, I would continue to ride the wave of
of the
Nico.
hot hand. Yeah.
The hot hand, they're at home, and I can almost see this playing out to like, if you remember from a couple of years ago, where Neil Brown's first or second year, I don't remember which, when we had Jarrett Dagey as a quarterback,
God.
and we pushed for him because Austin Kendall, Oklahoma transfer, was not panning out well because he was hurt.
Hmm.
He bullies himself to somehow get us through the games to be bowl eligible for the Liberty Bowl, and then Austin Kendall ended up winning the Liberty Bowl for us. I can
Hmm.
almost see that being a storybook ending for Garrett Green like that way. Um, but because I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, he doesn't have any more years left. Like he doesn't have
No,
that
you
extra
you
COVID.
no, we had the conversation. He has 1 year left. He
No,
has the
that
COVID
was his
year.
year this year.
I thought, is that his year this year?
Yeah, because he can't. Because
Okay.
remember, we had that thing in the offseason where he was offered to go play quarterback somewhere else after he had such a good year, but then he stayed with
Uh,
us 1 more year.
okay. Well, hopefully they figure it out. As long as they beat Baylor, you're bowl eligible. You're going to a bowl.
Hmm.
Um, the I think the toughest game on that is we never play well in Lubbock at
Hmm.
Texas Tech. So we'll see.
Yeah, who knows?
But
Because one day, like it could be like 80 degrees, sunny, or the next day it could be like 40 degrees and like 20 mile an hour winds.
yeah, I'm cool. I don't need that. That place
Yes,
is
we're doing.
ridiculous. But now let's talk about the our favorite sports. Well, football is usually always our favorite, but I'm going to jump to soccer first because the men did win the Sun Belt Conference.
I did remember
They are
seeing.
moving. They are moving on in the playoffs right now, and the women did the same thing. They are moving on in the playoffs. I don't know how far they have gone, but I did see that they've advanced. So happy to see
Women.
that. Yep.
Yes, I think I saw something on Instagram where like they're getting ready for like their next game.
So I'm happy to see that. It's always good to see the those two teams doing well. Hopefully, the men can keep pushing like they did last year and make it to the quarterfinals or semifinals again,
Yeah.
or even further. Be great. Um, but we got to talk about basketball because we put a whooping on Pitt in women's basketball just the other day. I think the
I
final
saw
score was
that.
like 84 to 53.
Hell
Um,
yeah, as we should.
so
I like our women
let's
team. I'm excited for them.
they are going to be a hell of a team. Even the men's team. It, I have only seen highlights. I haven't seen a full game yet. I know they played my wife's alma mater, UMass, the other night, and they did beat them this time around and not lose like they did last year.
Uh, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little more concerned about our men's team than our women's team. I did watch them. Whatchamacallit? I watched them play UMass, and I just felt like there were just some times they were just a little erratic in the
Yeah.
offense, and it just was sloppy. So maybe it's just
Well,
again second game that they just played. Maybe it's just like second game just trying to play with each other. I am will say I'm a big fan of Tucker. I think he has a great offensive game. When I look at him, he looks like how do I compare him? From a college player, he reminds me of Jim Boeheim's son when we played him. He's not
okay.
like super athletic, but the man can shoot the ball, but then he can do like a little bit here and there. If you little pump fake here, drive to the bucket, score on somebody. He's got a great offensive skill game. I'm a big fan of their two freshmen that we have. One of them, his last name is Powell, and then KJ Tenner because he's been getting a lot of playing time for
Yep.
them. So that's really cool.
Do you see
And
the who the only holdover from last year's roster is redshirting?
yeah, which I was like, wow,
I
he
was
must
shocked.
he must realize he's not getting playing time. Um, but apparently
He ain't
some
gonna get any
things,
next year.
yeah. I mean, if you heard about who we're currently signing, we got two guys from California
Teammates.
that are teammates, and then one of them was like a four-star, I believe. And
They
then I just read this thing for
one's a four and one's a
2025.
three.
Read this thing right now. Braden Hawthorne signs with WVU for the class of 2025. Number one recruit in the state of West Virginia. Played at Huntington Prep, which is like the big,
Oh,
big
jeez.
like prep school that we have, which is, I mean, that's really cool to see.
Oh yeah, it literally just came in.
What's up?
It literally just came in.
Did it?
Yeah, he signed with them today.
I love that. Four stars.
That's huge. That's two players that are four stars. You have one three-star player. Like, I don't think we've had any of those types of players in a few years.
We definitely had them. It's just
They didn't play.
they just didn't pan out for
Yeah,
whatever reason for us. I think I had no idea. Was today like the signing class for like signing period for basketball for 2025?
I guess so because
It
there's
looks
a
like
lot.
I'm reading through on the thing. We signed Calvin Odie. This is the one of the guys from California you
Yep.
mentioned. And then the other one, his name is Trent McLean. These guys are 6'8" and 6'9" teammates, like you said. Um, and I'm like, wow. Which honestly helps because I think one of the things if I don't know, I know you haven't watched a lot of the WVU basketball right now, Mayor, but we need size. We're very small. Um, so this helps. These guys 6'8", 6'8", and 6'9", uh coming in. I just really hope, that they actually come in. They're signed, but hey, anything can happen in this new world of NIL and such.
I don't know if today's the signing day because there's still a bunch of
Committed, unless I guess it's just a very because this one says signing.
some of them have already signed. Like I'm looking at the top 100,
Okay.
and there's a bunch that have already signed.
Well, if the what's it called? If the coach is announcing about them, that means they signed because they
Yeah,
can't mention them. So
no, they
these
can't say anything
guys,
until they're actually like technically part of the program, which once they sign, they are.
yeah. So they had Braden Hawthorne from Dub V from Beckley, 6'9". Then you also have the Kelvin Odie guy, 6'5" guard. Yup, he's official. And then the Trent McLean, which is like, wow. I'm all about it. I'm all
I'm
about it.
Hey, I'm cool with it. I want this team to be better than what it has been, the past 4 years.
4 years. I know.
Truly,
So
it hasn't been good for
hopefully,
4 years. So
yeah. I mean, we got a younger coach, somebody different. You and I have been just used to one style of West Virginia basketball. This is a new era, and I'm here for it. I'm here to stay as long as, they play well. But I'm gonna be
it,
here out here supporting.
I'll take it. We got, let's see. Ooh, ooh, Kevin, we're gonna have to have it. We have issues tomorrow night. We're gonna want to watch a fight. West Virginia plays at the same time at Pitt.
I'm gonna be working tomorrow, so
I'll
I'm
have one
just
on.
going to, yeah,
I'll
one
put
on
it
the
on the
phone.
phone and put it on the computer or on the TV.
Yeah, that's what you're gonna have to do because
Yeah,
that's the way of the world right now.
but I'm looking at their schedule. So they play Pitt and then they play Iona and then they have a week off and then they're in the Thanksgiving tournament thing.
Love that.
They play Gonzaga.
Okay, that's gonna be trouble.
And then they play Georgetown, which could be trouble too, because Georgetown has a pretty good recruiting class coming in.
They've
Uh,
been an up and down roller coaster.
North Carolina Central, Bethune, Maryhurst,
Okay.
Maryhurst rather, and then they open up the Big 12 play at Kansas.
And that will definitely be trouble.
Yeah, on
New
New
Year's
Year's
Eve.
Eve. Well,
That's
at least we can be
just
drunk.
fantastic. That is true.
Yeah,
That is
there's a
true.
reason. They
Yeah.
only play Kansas once this year, though. That
Okay. I mean,
sucks.
I'll take it because how many damn teams do we have in our damn conference? It's wild.
Yeah, we'll play Utah twice, TCU twice,
Cincy twice.
Cincy twice,
Houston. No.
BYU,
Oh,
um,
Utah's twice.
Utah, Houston's twice, BYU's twice, Utah, TCU, Cincinnati. Yep, that's it. And then everyone else is once.
It's so wild how like conference realignment just
Fucked
creates these
everything.
ridiculous schedules. Like for example, I completely forgot that Stanford is in the ACC.
Yeah,
That's like it just make it make sense.
none of it does. If they want to make it make sense, then you just do East Coast, West Coast, North Central, and then South.
Yeah.
Like, let's split it up the right way where we have. Oh, and I saw something. What was it? I saw something where they were like, "Oh, UCLA and USC left the Pac-12 to go be mediocre or bad in the Big Ten,"
They're
and they're
so
like,
they're so like I'm more shocked at how bad USC is in the Big Ten because I've with someone like Lincoln Riley, I would have thought that he would be able to take his all-star offense and at least be maybe not win, but at least
"We're
be competitive.
competitive."
It is
Yeah,
it's crazy.
they ruined it. So, um, well, let's kind of move on a little bit. We'll jump into what we're hoping to do for season four. Like I said when we opened up, I want to have more guests on. Um, you know, we'll have more episodes than we did this past season. I think we only had like a handful just because of life. You know, we had a lot going on. I moved. Kevin had a lot of work this year. I had my son, all that fun stuff. So, we'll get back on track.
Mhm.
May not be every week that we have an episode, but it'll be at least every 2 weeks minimum, that we have episodes. But we'll figure it out. We'll see what we'll make a game plan to make it work for everybody.
Yep.
Um, because sometimes you just can't get on here, and
Yeah, I mean,
that's how
and
it
then I
goes.
feel like that's like that with every podcast.
Oh
Some
yeah,
people take like even more months off.
yeah.
And you know, you gotta also when you talk about life in life, we gotta evolve just like this podcast has to evolve. So eventually, you know, maybe there's different things we'll do, different things we'll talk about. Just because, we gotta continue to make what's gonna make you guys continue to listen to us. And as far as I know, I don't know how many are currently listening to us right now. I know Andrew had all the
I
stats.
I haven't looked at that in a while, so I'll have to
Yeah,
pull it
and I
up
can only
later.
imagine we had lots of traction of people listening to us everywhere, but since we've been gone, I can't only imagine how that has probably significantly fallen.
It's okay.
Um,
We'll get back up there. We'll figure it out.
I mean, I sure hope so. Trying to be famous so I can quit my real job,
Well, let's hope so. Let's hope we can do that. I would love that.
right?
I feel like we'd be really good at this shit
Yeah,
for everyday basis.
I think
Um,
maybe one random goal we should have is we should do what like we did it for Joe and the Mush Squad. Maybe we find some other podcast that we don't know or we like, and maybe we just do like a tag team type deal where we talk about something together.
I would,
And, you know,
I'd be down.
I have no idea what podcast that would be. Maybe we find another random West Virginia podcast where we just chop it out about WVU, like on like together. It could be like it don't have to be. It could be like just one of the random fan ones, and then we just partner our exposure together and take it from there. But that's just an idea that we could be conjuring. We are a West Virginia based podcast. I just recently talked to somebody at the gym about like me having a podcast, and like they're like, also like, what do you guys talk about? Like, well, we're WV alum, and we talk about West Virginia and talk about sports and some other sports. So something for us to maybe lean in and
I
maybe
like
like,
that idea.
or maybe lean into somebody that's like a YouTube person that talks about West Virginia. Like maybe we could do like a simulcast or something. I don't know. I'm just throwing random ideas since we just talked about stuff.
Yo,
But
I like that idea. I think that's a phenomenal idea, Kevin. 100%.
we'll have you be the marketer as the one to, do the reaching out because you do all the reaching out for us. It was crazy. As we just talked about, there was a day the final forecast had like a thing where like, does anybody want to jump on and hop on and dog with us? And of course, like the day was like, I was like, I did like a one of the emojis, and then they reached back like, "Do you want to come on?" And I'm like, I'm at work right now. If I wasn't at work, I would 100% done it.
That would have been cool. And chop it up with J Flow and KJ and all them.
Yeah, and like that would be just a way that people can get to know us as well.
Yeah, I'm always down. I can reach out to Kevin about that and see if we can figure something out.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Yeah, one thing at a time. We just got to make
Yeah,
sure we just keep recording. So,
we have a
and I
good
got
time.
to make sure I get some content on there because I haven't had a chance. I've been like I was on one of my breaks at work. I was literally in the car listening to. So I have some things. I just got to do the my little screen capture and all this stuff. So
You'll be fine. You got
we'll-
time. Um, well, let's just jump into kind of our thoughts on the NBA. Early start of the season, the Celtics have dropped 3 games. Yeah, three. Two of the last four, which is not fun.
Mhm.
Um,
They're currently at 500 right now.
that's good. That's better than what they were like last week because they were 14th place in the East last week.
Yeah, kind of terrifying. But again, growing pains. It's all good.
Yeah.
Tough loss yesterday. Um, losing to losing to the Bulls like the way we did.
Didn't
Uh,
Towns have like 50 something points?
he had 42,
Oh,
44.
damn. That's really good.
And then at the end of the game, they were like doing like, they do like the interviewers on the court talking, and she goes, I don't know if you can see behind me, but as you can see, Karl Anthony Towns working on his game, even with him putting up all 40 points, not satisfied with without coming out with a win. Um, but we're talking about NBA right now standings. The Cavs are
I
undefeated,
know.
which is wild to me. Then you have the Celtics, the Magic at a 7-6, and that's still without Paolo Banchero. Knicks and Pacers 5-6. Bulls 5-7. That's Cyrus's Bulls. The Hawks and the Nets 5-7. Heat and Pistons round out your playoff teams right now. The most surprising list there that I see is the Bucks. I am shocked at how bad they are right now, but I also feel like it's the writing on the wall for Doc. I just feel like I feel like if he says something, it's going through one ear and out the other.
Oh,
Um,
dude, hold on. Sorry, I was scrolling Instagram real quick. And the West Virginia helmets for this weekend are the yellow ones. Flying
okay.
WU on one side, West Virginia Air National Guard sticker on the other. I
Ooh,
like it. I
I
like
like
it.
that's different. That's
Yeah,
different.
because it's for Veterans Day, I would assume, but good
Well,
for
it's
them. That's
November's Military Appreciation Month.
oh, right, too. True.
Just like in NFL, it's Salute to Service.
Yeah. Well, I know the Bucks. Oh boy. Eesh.
Yeah, there
No,
it's rough. And I mean Sixers 2-9, just none of their star players are playing, which
no,
is
and Embiid is done. Embiid is. I think he's writing's on the wall in Philly. If they shouldn't have extended him, given him more money.
yeah, I think they should just this is probably wild. Sixers fans would probably kill me. I think they should just blow it all up and build it
Hmm.
around Maxi.
Yeah, blow it up. Have Maxi keep Paul George. See what you can get for freaking Embiid, which you probably
Yep.
could get a decent haul from any team.
Yeah,
Um, but the problem is what team is going to pay for him?
I know.
You know, the Lakers are always an option just because they'll pay for anybody.
And they got the
Um,
money to pay for anybody.
True. So it's interesting. It's early in the season. What, we're only 13 games in. There's 82 games. There's 69 games left for teams. So it's like there's plenty of basketball left to play.
Yeah. I'm looking at the Western Conference standings right now. You
Oh
got the
yeah.
Thunder at 10-2, the Warriors at 9-2,
Ooh.
Suns 9-3, followed by the Nuggets 7-4, 7-3, Rockets 8-4, Lakers 7-4, Grizzlies 7-5, Kings 7-5, Clippers and the Spurs 6-6, with the Timberwolves right behind them in 11th. The Western Conference this year is gonna be a battle. If everybody can stay healthy, I'm really excited to see what can make out of this Western Conference. I'm a little concerned about the Thunder with Chet going down,
Yeah, he's
but
out what, 6 to 8 weeks?
yeah. But like you got a healthy John Morant back for the Grizzlies.
Yeah,
Uh
you got a healthy Marcus Smart down there too.
Yep, you got, everybody for the Suns is healthy right now, and they haven't been healthy like ever since the three of them, Booker, Beal, and Durant came together. The Nuggets have been a team that has been together for feels like centuries now, but they're still forever an option.
And if
And
they could stay healthy,
yep, and then you look at the Timberwolves, that's still a good team. They went to the finals last year. I mean, Anthony Edwards is a stud. I can't see them not being in the playoffs. And then some of these young teams. I mean, like,
the Rockets, yeah.
yeah, the Rockets right
And the
now, and
Spurs.
the Spurs with Wemby and Chris Paul. It seems like that's been a match made in heaven for him.
I like the fact that the Spurs went and got Harrison Barnes too, because he is a good
Yes.
defender and shooter,
Yeah.
which will help spread that floor. And well, Wemby the other night went for freaking 50 or 60 points in
He
the
had like
win.
8 threes, right?
Yeah, he went off.
I mean, we all knew this could be a possibility. This he could Giannis with a jump shot is scary, and that could be Wemby.
Well, I would have to say Wemby is already a lot better than what Giannis ever could be.
Wemby's gonna have to be in New Jersey that I get for some sale because it's gonna be so good. And then
You
I
gotta
look
get the nice, you gotta get the new jersey though. You gotta get the city jersey.
that'll definitely be an option, but like the people on the outside right now, with the exception of the Blazers, Pelicans, and the Jazz, the Mavs are still out of contention right now. Like who's like, that Luca and them they're gonna go on their run. They were killers last year. So, and Kyrie when they're healthy. So,
But I'm still intrigued to see how this whole dynamic with the three of them will work.
oh, with Clay, Kyrie, and
Hmm.
Luka, I mean, somebody's got to be able to take less shots, and Kyrie and Luka were able to make it work last year. I mean, I could see Clay being that extra option. I forgot who said. I think it was Shaq. It was Shaq on Inside the NBA. He said if Clay's able to average between like 20 and 25 game points per game, that they would make it to the finals again. And I could see that being true. Being the
Yeah.
third person to be another 20-point scorer. And Clay's not a person to, slouch away from. Still got some game. Yes, he was been injured, but he's still one half of the Splash Brothers. He's guy that got 4 titles. I mean, I would only hope that like they put a little respect on his name.
We'll see. It's like I said, it's still early. I'm excited for this season. It's been good to watch so far.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Shout out to
once
the tanking section that they have. They have a whole section on Bleacher Report for teams that are tanking. And
Who
right
would
now,
that
the
be?
top five, you have the Raptors, the Sixers, the Jazz, the Wizards, and the Pelicans, which would be
Yeah.
interesting. You
So
know,
normal contenders for the tanking title.
with the exception of the Sixers.
And the Raptors. I wouldn't say the Raptors have been trying to tank lately. It really
Yeah,
has been those other three teams, though.
yeah, but man, Cooper Flag on any of those teams would be huge.
The crazy part is that kid's 17 years old and he is a freak and a beast. I think he'll do, I know we talked about it before with Cyrus. I think he'll come into the NBA and do well.
Hmm.
I think it'll be difficult to start for him because it's going to be a different type of game and physicality. But I think year two, I think that's where you see him really start lighting it up.
Yeah.
And if the Clippers somehow do not make the playoffs, the Oklahoma City Thunder have the chance to get that pick. They have that pick.
Oof. Wow. Can you imagine Clippers don't make the playoffs? Like maybe they're like 10th or 12th, and then the lottery comes, and then the ping pong balls fall in their order where they move up.
And the fucking Thunder get the pick.
That would
And
be,
that would be the icing on the cake because that's the Shea Gilgeous Alexander trade right there.
yeah. God, that
That
would be
would
sickening. That would be sickening if I'm a Clippers fan, if that were to happen. Oh, that
I
would
would
be
if
wild.
you're a Clippers fan and that somehow happens, you need to go be a fan somewhere else now.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
Uh,
apparently, we got to try to make a game to go a game out there because they said that wall, the fan wall, is unreal.
yes. They have like rules and everything. Like,
Really?
yeah, like you can't sit on that wall if you're wearing opposing team gear. Um, like there's like a whole bunch of like little things with it. But like they also have that basketball court that you can shoot around at.
Yeah.
I need to
Outside
go do that.
before.
Oh my gosh.
I know. I think we're gonna have to start planning some guy trips that are not just football related.
I mean, I would be down. I mean, we could go to Cali and we could stay at the house where my sister is at if she lets us.
Just be nice to her, Kevin.
How we'll try. And if you, I don't know if you saw Andrew's text, he fell asleep.
No, I didn't, but I'm watching Mike Tyson slap Jake Paul
Nice.
because he
Gotta love
stepped
those
in
moments.
because he stepped in front, like jumped up and nearly stepped on his foot with shoes on.
Oh,
Oh, I can't wait. He's gonna kill him.
oh, he just slapped him.
Oh, he's gonna kill him.
Dang. No, he really slapped him like really hard too.
Oh,
That's wild.
he's I think he's gonna kill him. I can't wait. I cannot wait. Um, and then we got the NFL. Your Steelers, looking good.
What was that?
Your Steelers are looking good.
Oh yeah, that's why I wore the jersey today. They're 7-2, going up in a matchup this Sunday against the Ravens, which it's going to be a big game for us. Uh,
That could be a good game or it could be a bad game for either
yeah.
side, to
Oh
be
yeah.
completely
I
honest.
mean, you got Russell Wilson looking like he's playing for the Seahawks again. He's reinvigorated after the Broncos were atrocious. Um, I'm just really happy that he's playing well, and he's pleasantly surprised me this year. So I'm just fingers crossed. I'm gonna be rooting for them. I hope I'm gonna be able to watch them, but I don't know if I'm gonna get booted by the New York City team. So I'll figure it out some way, somehow. But yeah, Steelers are looking good. Your Patriots are, your Patriots right now. They're doing
Yeah,
what,
they're 3-7. But I really think we have the quarterback that we need.
okay.
He
So
looks good.
you like Dre.
Oh, I like Drake.
You like Drake.
Yep,
Perfect.
I like him. He's mobile. Apparently, before the Bears game, I guess that week before, he grabbed the offensive line and like got in their face. They're like, "Look, it starts with you guys. Like we have to start here." And that offensive line on Sunday against the Bears looked good.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess they stayed the night in. They didn't fly out of Chicago until Monday night or Tuesday.
Yeah,
So apparently they went all out to dinner on Drake. He paid for all the offensive linemen and him to go out to dinner.
love that.
So I like it. Sounds like a good leader. Sounds like we
Mhm.
need that. And that you're looking at the games we have left. We're playing the Rams Sunday.
Okay.
Um, who do we have after that? Then we have Miami, who apparently can't figure out how to play football anymore.
Which is
Um,
unfortunate because they have so many damn good players.
then we have the Colts who suck. And then we go to Arizona, and Arizona is surprisingly good this year.
Mhm.
We play the Bills
Yeah,
right before
Arizona's
Christmas.
wild.
Unreal. I don't know how they figured it out. Then we go to the Bills. Then we play the Chargers, and then I will actually be at the last game of the year.
which is against who?
The Bills at Gillette Stadium.
Oh, fancy.
Yeah, my brother-in-law got tickets for us.
Love that. I'm looking at the AFC standings. At the moment, your Patriots are in 12th. The seventh seed is the 5-5 Broncos, and in front of you are the 4-6 Bengals and Colts, the 3-6 Dolphins, and the 3-7 Jets, which you guys are tied. So like,
So we had the
all
tiebreaker
could,
over the Jets, and
yep,
if we win and say the Bengals lose, we have the tiebreaker over the Bengals.
yeah. Can you imagine you guys make the seventh seed in the playoffs?
Honestly, I would be okay with that, and I know a lot of Patriot fans will be like, "What the fuck? I want the number one pick." Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Everyone wants Travis Hunter. I am in the boat of I don't want to touch any kid from Colorado
Why is that?
because Coach Prime is a dink on how he's handling it. And they've already had the reports coming out that he's going to tell the teams where he's going.
Oh,
He's going to pull in Eli Manning.
hey, yo. Now
And
that
so
would be
like
wild if he did do that.
if you have that when you pick Travis Hunter, say just like the Bears somehow get the number one pick again, right? Is he going to want to go there? Is he going to want him to go there? No. So I
Well,
would rather us have a number five or six pick
hmm
and get an offensive lineman from LSU, one of the offensive linemen from LSU, or another left tackle from somewhere that's a
hmm
stud, and just build that up because that's where it all starts for us. We have to have a better offensive line. Go get T. Higgins in the offseason, spend some money there. I'm not too worried. I think next year is a year where we're just above 500 and then keep building from there.
yeah, I'm looking at the tanking section for the NFL. Right now, your lowest records are the Jags and the Giants at 2-8. Pretty horrific. Which for me personally, the Jaguars being so bad right now, it's like they just can't get out of their own damn way.
It's night and day. Last year they were great until the last half of the season.
Yeah, this year it's just they just can't put a W on the board. But it'll be interesting. This is an interesting year. Like I did not expect my Steelers to be third seed overall right now, matching up with the Ravens right now that have like probably the same record. I thought that we would probably be in that bottom half, truthfully, but hey,
I
sometimes you just
thought
take couple of lucky breaks.
I honestly thought it was going to be for the AFC North. I thought it was just Ravens and Bengals, and the Steelers would have a above 500 season,
Mhm.
but because of how well the other teams were, wouldn't make that playoff push. But now we're looking at it and saying they could. They're in that playoff right there.
Oh yeah, but
So
like we can talk all this all we want, but at the end of the day, the road to the Lombardi Trophy is running through Kansas City, and
and the refs.
yes, so I don't know. We shall see how that goes. Um, quick note on the NFC. You have the Lions, Eagles, Falcons, Cardinals, followed by the Vikings, Commanders, and Packers. Um, talk about what a shift in teams in that conference. Like I'm looking at teams like the 49ers are on the outside looking in, the Seahawks, the Bears, Buccaneers were great last year. Now they're not. Uh, the Saints were really, really projected to be well this year, but they're 3-7. It's wild.
It, why we love this game though.
That's why a lot of people love football, just the pure dramatics of everything.
Yep. Well, and I'm looking at ESPN right now, and U.S. soccer is playing in a friendly match against Jamaica, and they're up 1-0, 19 minutes into the game.
Men's soccer?
Yeah. Yep.
Shout out to men's soccer for actually doing something. No
I
offense,
know.
though. Like, we really more or less care about our women because the women just continue to crush it. But
Yeah.
hey,
And they're phenomenal. Um, well, that's all I've got. We've been doing it for an hour, and I'm getting tired.
oh yeah. I hear that. I mean, I guess it's that time of the night to outro us out.
I would say so, unless we did we miss anything? Do you want to add anything?
Do I want to add anything? No. I guess other than that, just welcome to season 4, and I'll just outro it here. So, guys, welcome to season 4. It's been a while. It's been a up and down year. We shall see where this year takes us. Stay tuned. Thank you for still staying tuned. Now, the logistics. If you want to continue to listen to us, feel free to listen to us on all streaming platforms. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on Spotify. We are on, I want to say, is it Amazon Play or Google Play? One of the two plays. Then you can go ahead and follow our YouTube at the Manly Musings Podcast. Whenever the social media gets back and up and running, you'll be able to see some stuff on the Twitter at not Twitter. Whoa, not Twitter. The TikTok and the Instagram at the Manly Musings Pod. Feel free to follow Merritt's Instagram at Merritt_P. Follow me at KQuava624. And happy first episode of season 4, y'all. Have a great night.
Bye, y'all.